Libra, mid-January to mid-February 2022, 30-day cycle. In the cycle of change that you are in, Libra, your oracle cards from the Pure Magic Oracle by Andres and Gracia say that you're going to be in some cycle of great change. And I think on a collective level, great many things are happening for us in the subconscious, because Virgo also got the underlying oracle card of Mugwort Dreams, which talks about our perceptions and our subconscious mind and dream state. So there is great change happening for you this month, Libra. And the salamander is quite a magical creature. It is depicted in the tarot as an element of fire. And that comes from the mythology that stems from the Yule log, when we would put our log on the fire from outdoors and we'd light it. We'd see salamanders scurry away from the firewood because they were inhabiting it. And so they represent the water and fire elements, which kind of creates steam. So there is a change happening for you. And from what I can see in your cards, by the way, I'm using the Hanson Roberts Tarot, for those of you who are interested. I see great change within the tarot as well. Almost victory that creates boundless abundance. A triumph over evil is your underlying overall for the tarot. A celebration of spirit. And through this great change, I think you learn a great deal about yourself and what you're capable of. And well, let's just begin. You at the center of this reading are presently a driving force in your life. You are gaining momentum towards achieving something great. This is a major arcana card, the Chariot, and it speaks of harnessing our inner drive, as well as our ability to adapt to any obstacles that might be on the road in front of us. And you are being crossed by the Empress. The Empress is about receiving from the universe. She is about all forms of abundance, an abundance that isn't just created by us, that is created for us from the divine. And she doesn't work hard for that abundance necessarily. She just knows and perceives it in everything around her. And I can't help but be drawn to the fact that the Chariot in this tarot depiction has a bubble around him. It's as if you are able to focus, hyper-focus on your goal and are protected from the divine, and you are being guided by the divine through this challenge in your life. And anything that comes up in your way, you will almost be able to dance around, because you will have the inner fruitfulness of not necessarily strategy, but you'll be thinking on your toes. You'll be able to dance around anything that is thrown in front of you in order to still continue along the path to your victory. What you are consciously aware that's coming in is that there's some tangible new beginning. This might be what you're going towards. And what is surrounding the situation or overcast over it is your knowing that a new beginning is here, or insight. And it's as almost if knowing that has triggered some kind of spiritual gratuity that you've just been able to be so thankful for this, and to see all the abundance surrounding even the most difficult of challenges you've been through in life. On the underside of things, I see there being some confusion maybe about what exactly is real and what is not. Because you might be flying pretty high right now. Subconsciously, you may be a bit confused as to where to put all of your energy in terms of an outcome of this situation. There may be some form of hyper idealism that's coming up from the wells of your subconscious. Maybe the best thing we can do is to stay as grounded as possible during this time with our decision making along this journey that you're on. And it's a very Neptunian energy, so in the subconscious that kind of goes quite well, so I'm not too concerned. But there is a need to keep eyes on the road for any pitfalls that may occur, and to not get too daydreamy and up in your head or imagination about things when you're trying to get to where you need to go. The distractions may come in, and you will have to revert back to your initial driving force and know that those distractions, however pretty they may be or exciting, must get you back on track at some point or another if they pertain to this mission that you're on. In the past, I see that you had to defend your beliefs. You had to take high ground against others in terms of what you were passionate about. And this very well could have to be with this goal, with this creative endeavor or birthing of a new life for yourself. And your determination through this kept you going. So much so that it's now made you a leader in a way. You've grown wise from this experience, and you've grown grateful for it, even if in the past it was daunting. You have gained spiritual wisdom and are able to share that wisdom with others. You may have had to stick up for yourself with some kind of authority. And this wouldn't have been an easy thing to do, whether it be a father or a system or a family system. You would have had to stand firm about what you wanted and what you believed, up against a dogma, up against a set of rules and traditions. You might have gone against certain rules and traditions, but because of your determination and your gratefulness for the divine blessings around you in your life, you are able to gain some spiritual clarity and ability to see things from a higher perspective, and to share your wisdom with others. Your advice from Spirit this month, while you're going through this change in perception and change in rhythm of life, is to see both sides of the story in order to make a decision that is harmonious for all involved, to take note of the balance of things, the love that comes from the balance of things, and to make sure that your decisions in terms of your empire that you are creating or have created are balanced. This goes for financial decisions, decisions having to do with the family and the home. There is a need to choose your empire. Choose your piece of the pie. And to be able to enjoy it. And that might be a little difficult, knowing that there's so much change and you're so motivated for something, so it might be hard to be balanced. But with the Chariot, there is a necessary balance, and one that's not always perceived as homeostasis. He needs to make sure that both of these sphinx, totally different from each other, are able to be harnessed by his will in order to drive him forward in one direction. Otherwise, the Chariot would split into two because they're powerful. This is a very powerful card. There is power being born here. And it's coming from your receptivity of the divine, abundance around you. Others see you as possibly having been stuck, wrapped up in your own mental anguish over something, not able to be making decisions, not being able to see a way forward. They see you frustrated with maybe how to move forward with your life. And maybe that's how they saw in the past. But I see coming in this free spirit. It's almost as if there's some pitfalls that you could fall into that others are witnessing. But you're going to ignore those pitfalls or the worry that others present to you about them, because you are on this new path, this new idea of a life that you know you have to take a risk to create. And nothing is always safe. Sometimes we absolutely have to take a risk. We have to make a choice. So choosing this empire may involve a risk. And others might see it as foolish. But that's just their opinion. I see you being pretty free-spirited about this and being excited for the future. And others seeing that as time goes on more than this inability to move forward. Others might not see what's going on below the surface within you. How much drive you have, how much appreciation for who you are and what you've been through up until this point. And it's as if suddenly whatever kept you stuck in the mud is going to release and you're going to move forward. It's like a chess game that you've been sitting for, a year not making a move, and then all of a sudden many moves will be made all at once. Others may be baffled by this or think it's a little crazy. You're hoping for a victory. You're hoping for the divine to bless you in your endeavor, to give you victory over a concept or idea that you are striving to begin. And in this victory, there is a divine communication, a divine blessing. There are 2 aces in this reading, and there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major arcana. This is going to be a 30-day cycle that is immensely important. It's as if at the beginning of the year, you're just like lighting a fire, a rocket, and you're going to shoot towards your goal. And you're just going to, you've been building up momentum the past year or two, and it's just going to take off. And that is what you're hoping. You're hoping for, when it does take off, for it to hit its goal, to hit the mark. Your outcome. Throughout this great change and having to do some dodging of the obstacles, you are wiser and becoming a leader. And because of this wisdom, you've been very immersed in your own emotional world throughout this process. It's helped you connect to your inner world more. And you're able to see now all that you have been through in the past and why it had to happen that way. And you are grateful and feeling so abundant from everything you've been through, even the bad. Because it led you to this point here where you're able to feel emotionally connected to everything around you. You are more compassionate for what you've been through and what this big journey has taught you on the way to this goal. And you've gained clarity spiritually in regards to knowing and seeing your higher purpose, the purpose in all things around you that is hidden beyond the veil. And you are called to action from this place of love and psychic ability, this place of overflowing emotional depth. And you are able to hear the call of the divine, to see its calling card, its messages you are able to interpret those because you have an enriched inner world from the experiences that you've been through. And you know now in your heart that it's time to take action, and that the divine will be there with you through all great change. A victory is in order. A celebration is for this victory that is upon you. And because of the two aces, I feel it's going to be a very grand victory. Congratulations, Libra. I'll see you in mid-February. Take care.